Please turn on your cameras, everyone. Just turn on your cameras. So listen carefully. So we are here at firms under perfect competition. Firms under a perfect competition. So number of topics from this chapter we already completed, and almost all the things you know related with firms and cost of production, relationship between the cost of production and the output of the firm, and the prices right? Yes or no? So we will move forward to the next topic, that is market supply curve. So yesterday we discussed about how technological progress and prices of inputs are making changes in the supply curve, right? Yes or no? We discussed that. Okay. One is a progressive change, the same time, other creating trouble for the firms. Okay. So prices of the inputs increasing, definitely we can say that profit will decrease. Okay. So technological progress is there, means we can say that profit will increase. The firms can produce more products to maximize their profit. Now we are thinking from the side of the producer, right? So we discussed here new supply curve in long run production. It is the part of LRMC, right? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my connection is not stable. So if you are facing any difficulty to hear, please send the message through the chat box. Okay, listen, that's it. So if it is moving to rightward, it is termed as a profit, and it's moving to leftward, tend to be say, what you can say, a loss or a reduction in the profit. So here the next topic for VPability is market supply curve. Here market means a broad meaning. Market has a broad meaning. Okay. Number of consumers and producers are together, we can call the markets. Okay, so here, what's the market supply curve? All together, the supply curve that existing in the market, so that is for applicable for all the firms together, or all the consumers together. Okay, something like that. The market supply curve shows the output levels plotted on the x-axis that firm in the market produce in a aggregate corresponding to different values of the market price plotted on the y-axis. So here it is. Okay, so output is here and the prices are here. So price it is in y-axis and output is in x-axis. Okay, just to keep that in your mind. So related with this graph only, we are explaining this topic. Okay, market supply curve. So market supply curve shows that output levels that firms in the market produce in aggregate all together. Aggregate means all together, all the firms together, corresponding to different values of the market price. Okay, so related with different market price that existing in the market, firms will produce different quantities of the product. Okay, output Q3, Q4, Q5. Okay, quantity 3, quantity 4, quantity 5, and the price variation it is P1, P2, P3, P1, P2, P3. Okay, by observing this graph, we can easily find out that okay, S1, S2, S3, and SM different supply curves there. So related with the different prices, the supply is changing, right? So always the firms are ready, or they will try to create an equilibrium, or not to face the problem of loss. Okay, so all the firms will do the same. How the market curve is derived here? So the question is, how is the market supply curve derived? Okay, so here, consider a market with n firms. We don't know what the number here. So using the term here, n firms. There's a number of firms, that is firm 1, firm 2, firm 3, and so on. Number of firms are there. Suppose the market price is fixed at P. Price is P here. Then the output produced by the N firms is is in aggregate is supply of the firm, right? And the output produced by the end firms in aggregate is the supply curve here. Okay, so supply of firm 1 at price P, supply of firm 2 at price P, supply of firm N at price P. Okay, so you can see here supply of firm A, firm B, firm C. Okay, so supply of firm A. Okay, that is a Q3 quantities for this is a quantity here, price 1 here. So this is a quantity less than quantity 3. Okay, P2 less than quantity 3. P3, that is the equilibrium here. Okay, that is the equilibrium. Okay, clear or not? For firm 1. For firm 1. Check that. Okay, next one. Okay, in other words, the market supply at price P is the summation of the supplies of individual firms at that price. Okay, so market supply curve in the sense is the summation. We are adding the supply of firm A, firm B, and firm C at price one. Price one. Okay, price one. Just to check here. Okay, for firm one, it is less than Q3, right? Yes or no? Coming to firm B, in the case of firm B, that is less than Q4. Sorry, for the P2. P2. Okay. Coming to Q5, quantity 5, here you can see SN, that is the equilibrium. That is the, sorry, SM is the equilibrium. That's basically summation. Okay. So maybe difficult to understand, right? Right? Okay, no problem. We will use another method. Okay, first of all, okay, leave that. No worries, no worries. Okay, so just to imagine here, up to here, what is that? All together, we can say that is the supply curve. All together, we can say it is a supply curve. Okay, total supply from or the culmination or the summation of all the supply from different firms at price P, price P. Okay, here you can see supply of firm 1 at price P plus supply of firm 2 at price P plus, okay, supply of N at price P. All together we can say that the supply curve. Okay, all the firms together in the market. In other words, the market supply at price P is the summation of supplies of individual firms at that price. Okay, so different firms are there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, like various firms are there. So price is fixed as a P here. Price is a P. Okay, just imagine price is 10 rupees, 10 or rupees 10. That is P here. Okay, so the supply, the quantity supplied by firm 1 for 10 rupees, it is 20. Quantity supplied by firm 2 for 10 rupees, it is it is 15. Quantity supplied by firm 3 for rupees 10, it is 25. Okay, 25. Quantity supplied by firm 4 for 10 rupees per unit, it is 40. Okay, so aggregate supply means the price is not changing because it is fixed, right? Okay, so aggregate supply, what is aggregate supply? 20 plus 15 plus 25 plus 40. Is that idea clear now? Okay, summation of all the firms, and the total supply, that is considering as the total supply in the market for price P. Okay, just to keep that idea in your mind. Okay, let us now construct a market supply curve geometrically with just two firms in the market, firm 1 and firm 2. Okay, now we are not going to discuss about the number of firms, only 1 and 2, firm 1 and 2. Okay, the two firms have different cost structure. Cost structure in the sense of firm 1's production cost is different than the firm 2's production cost. They are using different methods, all right, or different technology, we can say, or different input of capital and so their inputs cost is different. Cost structures are different. Okay, so firm 1 will not produce anything if the market price is less than P1 bar. Okay, so firm 1, Okay, firm one, they will not produce any product if the price is less than P1 bar. P1 bar. Check that. Okay, so firm one will not produce any product if the price is less than P1 bar. P1 bar. Okay, why it is so? If the firm is producing any product less than P1 bar, what will happen? The firm will face the problem of loss. Clear or not? Okay, so we can easily say that P1 bar, if it is less than average variable cost, firm one will not produce. They will not produce. Clear? Clear? Okay, imagine the price is a P1 bar here, P1 bar here. Okay, if the price is less than P1 bar, the firm will not produce. If it is equal to AVC, I mean P1 bar is equal to AVC, they will produce. They will produce. If it is less than that, they will not produce. Okay, first case. Coming to the second case, while firm two will not produce anything if the market price is less than. Hello, hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Shri. So, everyone, please turn on your cameras. Everyone, listen. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's a network issue. Okay, the screen is visible now. The screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Readable. Want to increase the size? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Here, so firm 2 will not produce anything if the price is less than P2 bar. P2 bar. Okay, that's the second condition. Okay, next assumption is P2 bar is greater than P1 bar. Okay, so P2 bar is greater than P1 bar. Okay, P1 bar. That idea clear? Is that idea clear? Okay, so price 2 is higher than price 1. Okay, so first firm 1 will not produce anything if the price is less than P1 bar. Okay, if the price is less than P2 bar means the first firm will produce the product. Think and say, think and say. Okay, what I told? The first firm will not produce anything if the price is lesser than P1 bar. P1 bar. Okay. The question is, if the price is P2 bar, will they produce or not? First firm,
They
will they produce? Aditya,
they will produce.
produce. Why? Because P2 bar is greater than P1 bar, right? Yes or no? Simple idea, simple idea. So P2 bar is greater than P1. So first firm will produce the product if the price is P2 bar or more than P1 bar or equal to P1 bar. They will produce. They will produce. Okay. What about the second firm? Will they produce? Second firm will produce for price P1 bar. They will not because it is less than a P2 bar. Price is less than a P2 bar. So they will not produce. So idea is clear, right? Their concept is clear, right? Okay, this is what our base concept. Base concept. Okay. So in the panel A of point 13. Okay. 4.13. Okay, so we have the supply curve of frame 1 denoted by S1, S1. In panel B, we have the supply curve of frame 2 denoted by S2, S2. Okay, in panel C of figure 14.13 shows the market supply curve denoted by SM, SM. Okay, so now we read it and I am going to discuss that. Okay, so one is a that is a for supply curve for firm 1. Panel B, that is the supply curve for firm 2, denoted by S2. Panel C, that is the market supply curve, which means firm 1 supply curve plus firm 2 supply curve. Firm 2 supply curve. Now just check that. Check that. Okay, here it is. Okay, for price 1, okay, clear or not? That firm produced Q3 quantity. That is what this is the supply curve. Supply curve. Okay, clear or not? So we can say that this is this point is called to be what P1 bar, right? Equilibrium point. Okay, so this is the supply curve. This is the supply curve for frame A. And for frame B, okay, this is what their supply curve. And we can imagine that that is the equilibrium for them. Okay, S2. Okay, this is together for both frames. The supply curve for both frames together. Okay, that is denoted with the quantity 5 for a price P1, P2, P3. Okay, so there is a small mistake will be there. I mean, difficult to understand. Okay, we will explain that in this way. Okay, so before explaining that, I will explain this paragraph and we can go there. Okay, so up to here is clear, right? Check there. Okay, when the market price is strictly below P1 bar, both firms choose not to produce. Okay, so that's the idea. What is that? If the price of the commodity in the market, it is less than P1 bar, both firms they will not produce. It is not profitable for them. So they will leave from the market, they will not produce. Next one, both firms choose not to produce any amount of the good. Hence, market supply will also be zero for all such prices. Okay, so the price is below P1 bar. Both firms they will not produce. So the supply is zero in the market, right? Supply is zero in the market. Okay, understand that. For a market, is greater than or equal to P1 bar, but strictly less than P2 bar. Okay, so here, what is the concept here? Price is greater than or equal to P1 bar. Okay, equal to or greater than P1 bar. So it is applicable for frame 1. They will produce, right? They will produce, right? Okay. Strictly less than P2 bar. Okay. The price is equal to or greater than P1 bar, but it is less than P2 bar. In this condition, only firm one will produce a positive amount of good. Only firm one will produce the positive amount of goods. Therefore, in this range, the market supply curve coincides with the supply curve of firm one. Okay, so market supply curve is only for firm one. Okay, when the price is equal to or greater than P1 bar and it is not higher than the P2 bar, only frame 1 will produce. So the market supply curve is the supply curve of frame 1, right? Right? Okay. So for a market price greater than or equal to P bar 2, both firms will have positive output levels. Okay, remember, coming to the second assumption, in second case, if the price is equal to P2 bar, or it is greater than P2 bar, both firms will produce the product because that is profitable for them. Okay, for example, consider a situation where the market price assumes the value P3. Okay, value P3. Observe that P3 exceeds P2 bar. P2 bar. Okay, in the given P3, frame 1 supplies Q3 units of output. Okay, so in this P3, okay, price 3, okay, that is higher than P2 bar. That is higher than P2 bar. Consider it is higher than P2 bar. So frame 1 will produce Q3 quantities of the product. Okay, that is the equilibrium. Here is the equilibrium. Q3 quantities of the products. Clear? Clear? Okay, now what is the condition here? P3 is greater than P1 bar and P2 bar. So both frames will produce the products. Okay, so here, see here, read here, both firms will have positive output level. For example, consider a situation wherein the market price assumes the value of P3. Observe that P3 exceeds P2 bar. In the given P3, firm 1 will supply Q3 units of output, while firm 2 supplies Q4 units of output. Here, firm B. Okay, this is the price P3. For this P3, firm B will supply Q4 quantities of the products. Okay. So the market supply price P3 is Q5. Okay. So market supply is sum together. That is Q5. Okay. No worries. We will calculate that and I will show you how to get that. Okay. Clear. That is a quantity 5. Quantity 5. Just assume that that summation of adding the supply of firm 1 and firm 2, we can say that it's Q5 for P3. Q5 for P3. Both together will produce a 5 quantity 5. Okay. So the market supply price P3 is Q5, where Q5 is equal to Q3 plus Q4. Okay, Q5 is equal to Q3 plus Q4. We don't know the unit here. Okay, we don't know the unit here, so we are not calculating with the real numbers here. Okay, so Q5 Q5 is equal to Q3 plus Q4. Okay. Q3 plus Q4. Q3 plus Q4. Notice how the market supply curve SM. So this is the market supply curve. This one, market supply curve. In panel C, it is being constructed. We obtain SM by, I mean, the aggregate supply curve by taking a horizontal summation of the supply curve of the two firms in the market S1 and S2. Horizontal summation. Okay, not the vertical, but the horizontal summation. Okay, clear or not? Then we got Q2. Okay, clear or not? This. Okay, vertical summation means 0 P1 and 0 P2 here. Okay, clear. So this plus this one, that's what here. Okay, got. How you got that Q5? Got or not? Okay, the horizontal summation of supply curves of the two firms in the S1 and S2. It should be noted that the market supply curve has been derived for a fixed number of firms in the market. So this is a model only, just for understanding. Okay, clear. Okay, so there is not only, so we can say that there is no. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just understand here. Not only these two firms, there are number of firms are there in the market. Okay, so this method is not that possible to find out the total market supply. Okay, it should be noted that the market supply curve has been derived for a fixed number of firms in the market. As the number of firms changes, the market supply curve shift as well. Specifically, if the number of firms in the market increases or decreases, the market supply curve shift to the right or to the left. Okay, clear. So up to here, you just keep that in your mind. Now we know that how this market supply curves are shifting. Market supply curves are shifting. Okay, again. We now supplement the graphical analysis given above with the related numerical examples. Now we are going to calculate with a numerical way. Okay, numbers we'll use instead of this area or the length or something like that. Okay, or distance. Okay, so we are going to use numbers here. Okay, so just to keep this part into consideration. Okay, we will discuss that in the next class. Okay, so the thing is now related with the MCQ test. Already I explained the question answers, not MCQ test for you people. Okay, for you people it's a PT3 test, right? For 20 mark, not only MCQ, other questions also are there. You need any other help? I mean, any more MCQ questions or any other questions you need, means I will send that. Or if you complete, I mean, already what are the things that provided? If you completed, so I will send the next set. Want or not? Or that provided set is enough or not? Tell me. No answers. So not completed, right? So learn properly for the examination, score good marks, everyone. Everyone listen carefully, score good mark. Any doubts are there, please make a text message or call, no problem. So want to learn properly. So there are a number of one-word answers are there already. We know that. How many are there? Nearly 404 MCQs are there. Okay, I already told you that. Some important aspects only I will ask for the examination. Basically, directly from the textbook, what are the things we discussed from the textbook? Basically, I will give preference for that area. Okay, so learn the things properly. All the, what we can say, NCERT solutions and extra questions that also want to learn before the examination. Okay, everyone. Anything else? Anything else? So this concept, what we discussed now, it is somewhat problematic. Okay, so just read it one more time and try to understand it properly. Again, doubts are there, I'll explain that one more time in the next class. No worries in that. Okay, so keep this idea in your mind. Okay, so how the the firms are producing for different prices. Okay, and understand one thing: not only two firms, there are a number of firms are there in the market. So all together, the supply of different firms is termed as a market supplier. Market supplier is denoted with SM. Okay, this S1 is the supplier of the first firm, and S2 is the supplier of the second firm, and all together Q5 quantity 5 for a price 3 here. Okay, clear? Okay, that is the thing you want to keep that in your mind. Okay, clear? Okay, so we will meet in next class, guys. Thank you very much.